I believe all of you love to play with balls. When it comes about balls, all I have seen all the kids very excited, especially the boys. So here we have a game with you, catch the dots. So you can name it also catch the balls, where there will be many balls coming from here and there from all around the screen, and you have a controller that is supposed to catch it. There will be implementation of lives as well. So if the dot or the ball is touching the same color, you get a score. Otherwise, you will lose a life. And all this we are going to create in simple 5 steps as always. I'm going to explain it in a very simple 5 steps. That will be cakewalk for any one of you. So number one step is create and move controller. Random ball position. So when we are going to randomize ball position, we will also learn a new thing today. We will learn how do we implement list. How do we implement list in Scratch? What are list? How do we create them? How do we use them? All of that we are going to learn in this session today. So make sure that you stay tuned till the end. This is going to be a huge and a big learning for all of you. Yes, where the score and lives are going, it is going to be my step number 3. We will create more dots and we will also see increased difficulty levels. If the time is increasing, the speed of the balls will keep on increasing, and they will also approach faster. I mean, they will also approach frequently. So without wasting any time, first thing, let's subscribe to the channel right now, share it with all your friends and give it a big, big, big thumbs up. Let's get started now. Let's start coding. What do we want? At the very beginning, initially we want. So when this is clicked, first let's start rotating. This controller should start rotating. So we will go to control. Of course, this forever loop has to be there. And if my right key is pressed, I want this to rotate right. If my left key is pressed, I want this to rotate left. So if right arrow is pressed or if left arrow is pressed, these are going to be my conditions. So if right arrow is pressed, let's rotate it or turn it. Maybe 3 degrees here and otherwise 3 degrees there. You can make it 3 or 5 degrees. Let's make it 5 degrees and test it if it is working or not. So yes, my controller is working fine. My controller is working beautifully. But maybe I would like to put it at the center. Maybe somewhere here at the center at 0, 0. So again, go to this and at the very beginning, it should be positioned at 0, 0. See, yes, it is now positioned at 0, 0 and it is also rotating. Create a dot now. A new sprite, a dot sprite. This is going to be simple. Take the red color. First, let's code for red color, a tiny red dot here. Yes, so this is my red dot. Go to code. What do we want? Now to this red dot, I want it to be appearing from any of the direction. It can actually appear from this direction or this direction or here from or here. So basically it can actually come from any of the corner. So how do we implement it? To implement this, let me revise you of the axis. This is how my axis in Scratch works. The center is my 0, 0, center is 0, 0, and this is 180 comma 180. So x-axis is 180 and y is also 180. This corner is 180 comma minus 180. This is minus 180 comma 180. If you are wondering how, you can go back and watch my video where I have explained about the x's clearly in details. But basically what you can understand at this moment is when you go in this direction, it is positive. When you go up, it is positive. But when you go down, it is negative. And when you go left, it is negative. So now as you can see, my x and y coordinate have got only two values. And what are these two values? These two values are 180 and minus 180. Okay, so if we can give a random value, if we can give x and y a random value, sometime it could be 180, sometime it could be minus 180. So in this case, the dot may appear from any of the direction. So for this, we are going to use a new thing. We are going to learn this new thing. We are going to use list. How do we create a list? Go to variable, click on make a list and name it. So I can name it as corners or corner positions and make it for all the sprites. Let me clear this, all the drawings. Yes. Now we can add the values to this list. To add the values, click on this plus sign and add these values. So my first value which I am going to add is 180 and another value which I am going to add is minus 180. So we have a list which contains two values, 180 and minus 180. When now this green flag is clicked, we want to randomize the position of this red dot. When this green flag is clicked, we want this to go to a position. But what is this position? This position is going to be x position, could be either of these two values. Similarly, y position also could be either of these two values. So let's go to variable and see. First thing, we have created a list. Now we are going to see how we can access a value of a list. Now here, if you see in the list, there are two things. This is number 1 and this is number 2. So this is actually number 1 value and this is number 2 value. This is how we access the value of a list. This is how we access the value of any of the list. So if I want to access the value number 1, I will say corner positions number 1. And if I want to access minus 180, I will have to write corner positions my number 2. Okay, so go to item 1 of corner position. Now we don't want it to be item 1. We want it to be either item 1 or item 2. So again, what we are going to use? The magic tool, random. So we are going to say either 1 or 2. Pick either 1 or 2. Make a duplicate of it. One for x-axis and another for y-axis. So let's see if it is working fine or not. Yes. So let me actually now hide this. Yes, so every time this dot is appearing at a different position. Yeah, this seems to be working perfectly fine to me. Okay, so we have a dot that is initially at a different location. Now I want it to point towards the controller. So let's point it towards the controller. So this is going to now point toward controller. Let's rename it to controller. This is always a good idea to rename. So this is going to point towards the controller and this is going to move towards the controller until it touches the controller. And repeat until this dot is touching the controller. Sensing and touching controller. So what do we want? Until it is touching the controller, we want it to move. We want it to move, say for example, 1 step. And let's see if it is working or not. So yes, this seems to be working fine. I have a dot which is coming from different positions. As soon as it touches the controller, it stops. And at the end, we can also say, okay, move 5 more further steps so that it looks like it is on top of the controller. Okay, fine. But we have only one dot. Do we want only one dot? We want a lot of dots. We want a lot many clones. So we are going to make a create a clone of it. And all this code we are going to put where? All this code we are going to put when I start as a clone. And let's start the clone. Let's create the clones. Take this forever loop till my project is running. It will keep on creating the clone of this particular dot or particular sprite. So forever, go to forever, and probably we can put a slight wait here. Wait for maybe a second or 2 seconds and create a clone. Create clone of myself. Let's see what happens. Yes, there is one dot coming, two dot coming and all. But this dot, when it touches the controller, it stays here. So we will have to delete it also. So move 5 steps and then delete this clone. I don't want this clone anymore. So fine. So do you see the clone is deleted, but this original one, which was not a clone, is still residing here. So we will have to play a trick. We will have to play a trick of show and hide. Go to looks. At the very beginning, I want this to be hidden. I don't want this to be visible. And this will be shown at this moment, maybe. Let's give it a test now. Yes, this seems to be working perfectly fine to me now. I have a controller which is moving left and right. I have the dots that are coming from that may appear from any of the corner. And yes, so we have step 1 and step 2 completed. Now we want to work on score and lives. So when I say that we want to work on score and lives, what comes in your mind? Yes, variable. You will have to create 2 variables and name them appropriately. So I'm going to name them as a score, and my another variable is going to be lives. My game is going to have 3 lives. So I'm going to initialize them to 3. I'm thinking to do all this initialization, setting and resetting part in stage area so that it is cleaner there. So I'm here at a stage area. I clicked here on a stage and I'm at code and events. When this green flag is clicked, I want to initialize my variables, set lives and set score. We have lives 3 and we have scores 0. Go to sprite again. Let's give it a name. Let's give it a nice name, red dot. I'm going to give it a name, red dot. And we want to, what do we want? We want to, when my red dot is actually touching the red color, I want to give it a score. Score will increase by 1. But when it is touching any other color, I want to decrease the score. Not decrease the score. When it is touching other color, the life will be reduced by 1. Okay, so before deleting this clone, I am going to take this control if and if touching color, which color? If it is touching red color, okay, we want to increase the score by 1. So set a score by 1. Oh, sorry. Change the score by 1. Okay. Otherwise, so for otherwise, actually, I should have taken if and else block. So remove this and I am going to take if and else. If this is touching red color, then change the score by 1. Otherwise, change life by -1. So change life by -1. And delete this clone. So let's test if it is working fine or not. Yes, this seems to be working fine. Let me take the look at lives also. Yes, lives are also working fine. But one another thing we want. We want if number of lives becomes less than 1, means it becomes 0, my game should stop. So for this, again, we are going to go to events, take this event, and we are going to code and we are going to say wait until. What do we wait until? Wait until lives are less than 1. And as soon as lives become less than 1, we are going to stop everything. So stop all. So let's give it a quick test. Yeah, I would like to lose. So let me lose. I want to see if it is actually stopping everything or not. So yes, this is stopping everything. Very good. At this moment, we are going to create more dots. So make a duplicate of it. Make 2 duplicates because we have 3 colors. Name them accordingly. So this is going to be my yellow dot. And this is going to be my blue dot. Okay, just go to costume, change the color. It should be easy to change the color here. Pick a yellow color for this yellow one and pick a blue color for this blue one. Yes, so I have my dots ready and now we will have to do minor modifications in this code. The modification that I want, change touching color. So again, pick this color, this yellow, if it is touching this yellow color for yellow dot, and if it is touching this blue color for blue dot. Give it a wait here. So my red dot is going to wait 2 seconds and then my yellow dot is probably will start appearing after 5 seconds and my blue dot will probably start appearing after 8 seconds. So not all the dots are bombarding together. And here, this wait, this wait is actually how frequently the dots are coming. And this wait is how frequently the dots are coming. And this wait is initially. Initially, after how much wait the first dot will come. Okay. Similarly, for other 2 dots as well, it is the same thing. So first red dot is going to appear after 2 seconds. Yellow is going to appear after 5 seconds and blue is going to appear after 8 seconds. And this wait, we are going to now make it a little more intelligent. Introducing a variable delay. So let's introduce a variable delay. Initialize it. Again, go to backdrop and initialize it. Set delay to maybe 10. Okay, so initially, all the dots will, another dot will come after 10 seconds. If you see here, what we will do instead of 2, now I am going to use this delay seconds. For all the 3 delay seconds and this also delay seconds. And as the time increases, as the player is able to play more, we want to increase the difficulty level. So to increase the difficulty level, we will, maybe after every couple of seconds, after every 10 seconds, I will reduce the delay timer. So for this, again, go to control until. Repeat until maybe delay is equals to 2 because we do not want to keep on decreasing and it becomes in minus. So we want to repeat until this becomes 2. Or this is less than 2. So my delay becomes 2. So wait for 10 seconds. And then change the value of delay by 1 every 10 seconds. So let's see if they actually start appearing frequently if I'm able to play more. So actually this is not working fine. Delays, if you can see, is increasing. So I will have to say set delay by -1. So that was a bug which we had to find out and we could find out. Maybe at the end we do not want this delay variable to be displayed. So I will remove it. But for till we are working on it, it is good to have it. Yes, so appearing more frequently. What next? Similarly, we can also set the difficulty level and we can create a new variable speed. Initially, here, I'm here at backdrop only. Initially, initialize the value of speed to say, for example, you can initialize it to 1 and after 10 seconds, increase it. So change speed by by 1 year. Yes. So this will make it even more interesting. I hope you will enjoy creating this game, coding this game, and then you will also enjoy playing it as much as I am enjoying. Hope you enjoy creating this game. I enjoyed it a lot. Make sure that you have subscribed to the channel, shared it with all of your friends, and stay tuned for the next video, which is going to come soon. See you. Bye bye.